Hey everyone, and welcome to The Explainer. So today, we're taking a deep dive into a really essential topic, and this is entirely based on a fantastic lesson from Lecture 15 by Skip Uni. The ultimate goal by the end of this session, well, it's to get you reading C++ code exactly like a compiler does. We're going to completely strip away all that confusion surrounding complex mathematical expressions and just hand you the exact rulebook the computer uses to solve them. Here's our quick agenda for today. 1. The rules of precedence. 2. Breaking ties with associativity. 3. Solving basic equations. 4. Advanced prefix and postfix. And 5. The final challenge. All right, let's jump right into Section 1, the rules of precedence, building the visual hierarchy. So there's a strict 4-tier hierarchy that dictates exactly which part of a mathematical expression gets evaluated first. You can kind of think of this as a strict VIP line at a club, right? Certain operators always get to go first no matter where they're standing in the line. At the very top, holding the absolute highest VIP status, we have our postfix operators, like A++. Right below them in priority are the prefix operators, like ++a. Next down the list, we have standard multiplication, division, and modulus. And finally, at the very bottom of the totem pole, we've got addition and subtraction. Now, you might be wondering, why are we spending an entire explainer on this? Well, as Skip Uni emphasizes, this is an absolutely crucial topic for technical interviews and competitive exams. You're not always going to have a handy C++ compiler right in front of you to run your code. When you're standing up at a whiteboard, you need to have these rules totally internalized to prove you actually understand how the machine processes data. Moving right along to Section 2, breaking ties with associativity, the ultimate tiebreaker. And that's exactly where associativity comes in. You can simply think of associativity as, well, the ultimate tiebreaker. It's a strict directional rule. It tells the compiler whether to read the expression from left to right or right to left, whenever two operators with the exact same precedence are fighting for attention. What's really interesting here is how most of our math naturally flows left to right. Addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, and even those high-priority postfix operators we talked about, they all follow this standard left-to-right reading direction. But prefix operators, they are the rebels of the group. If you have tied prefix operators, they literally force the compiler to evaluate the expression backwards, from right to left. All right, Section 3, solving basic equations, applying the standard rules. Let's evaluate a quick expression together. 10 plus 20 times 2. Even though addition is the very first thing we read from left to right, multiplication ruthlessly cuts in line because, as we know, it has a higher precedence. So, our compiler brain first solves 20 times 2 to get 40. Only then does it drop down to the lower priority addition, giving us 10 plus 40 for a final answer of 50. Classic BODMAS right there. But what about the expression 10 minus 20 plus 2? Subtraction and addition are on the exact same priority tier, so this is a tie. And we call upon our tiebreaker, associativity. For standard arithmetic, associativity tells us to move left to right, so we evaluate 10 minus 20 first, giving us negative 10. Then we just add the 2. Our final answer? Negative 8. Let's evaluate one more tiebreaker just to really lock it in. 10 divided by 2 times 3. Again, division and multiplication share the exact same precedence level, so we lean on our left-to-right associativity rule. 10 divided by 2 is 5. Then we take that 5 and multiply it by 3, yielding 15. Simple enough, right? Okay, things are going to get a little spicier in Section 4, advanced prefix and postfix, thinking like a computer. Before we do any math at all, you absolutely need to memorize these two mantras from Skip Uni. Honestly, they're your secret weapons. When you encounter a postfix operator, tell yourself, use first, then operate. But when you hit a prefix operator, tell yourself, operate first, then use. This is crucial, guys, because as we evaluate these variables, we have to keep track of a hidden background memory value, all while deciding what number actually drops into our active equation. So let's set up our first really complex equation. Our initial value for the variable a is 4. The expression is a plus a times 2. Okay, take a breath. In this expression, we have 4 operators: a postfix increment, an addition, a prefix increment, and a multiplication. According to our hierarchy, postfix has the absolute highest priority, so we have to evaluate a++ first. And what's our postfix mantra? Use first, then operate. So we literally use the initial value of 4 right there in our active equation. Then, silently in the background memory, we operate on A, incrementing its background value to 5. So the first part of our equation is locked in as a 4, but A is now actually 5 in our computer's memory. Next on the priority list is our prefix operator, plus plus A. What was the prefix mantra? Operate first, then use. Remember, our background memory for A is currently sitting at 5. We must operate first, so we increment that background 5 into a 6. Now we use it. We take that 6 and drop it right into our active equation. And just like that, our massive expression has beautifully simplified down to 4 plus 6 times 2. From here, standard precedence takes over. Multiplication is higher than addition, so we evaluate 6 times 2 to get 12. Finally, we add the 4. The final answer is 16. See? If you can track that hidden memory value while applying those mantras, you'll literally never get this wrong. Let's tackle one more real brain bender from the lecture. This one has multiple unary operators. Our initial value for A is 1. The equation is A++ plus A++ plus double A. I know, this looks super intimidating because we have a tie for the highest priority. There are 2 postfix operators. But we know what to do. Since these postfix operators tie, we simply move left to right. For the first A++, we use first, dropping a 1 into the equation, and the background memory quietly becomes 2. Moving right to the next A++, we use first again, dropping our current memory value of 2 into the equation, and the background memory updates to 3. Now we hit the prefix minus A. We operate first, decrementing our background memory from 3 down to 2, and then use it in the equation. So our totally complex string has just boiled down to 1 plus 2 plus 2. Evaluating that is simple addition, yielding a final answer of 5. And that brings us to Section 5, the final challenge. Test your compiler brain. Throughout this explainer, we've broken down the hierarchy, we've learned the left-to-right tiebreakers, and we've mastered those crucial memory mantras for prefix and postfix operations. So now, it's your turn. If you pull up Skip Uni's lecture, there is a practice question waiting for you at the very end. Your challenge is to solve it entirely on paper. No IDEs, no compilers, just your brain and the exact rules we learned today. Once you think you've cracked it, go drop your step-by-step logic in the comments to prove it. Thanks for hanging out with me on this explainer, and keep coding with confidence.